Okay, let's get started with the final project for the Thready box. This is the holiday stocking, and you are going to have so much fun making this, and it really is a lot easier than it looks. Okay, we're going to get started. In your kit, you have fabric, you have some white felt, you have some red felt, and you have a little piece of ribbon. Now, when I say fabric, you have two different pieces of fabric, and not all the kits are going to have the exact same fabrics. You may get this one with candy canes, you may get the one with stripes, you may get the one with starbursts. They all are reds, greens, and whites, and they're all cute prints. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to take our template for our stocking, and you are going to cut out the stocking. Now, I don't always like to cut out right from my main pattern because I may want to use it later and I don't want to have lost that. So I take just another piece of tracing paper or stabilizer or something, lay on the top, trace it, and that's what I use for my pattern. So this can be filed away and I can use it again later. So I have traced the stocking, I have cut it out, and now I am going to take and I am going to trace that onto my fabric. So I have lining fabric and I have my main fabric. I've already traced these. So you're going to put two pieces of main fabric right side together. If you take your kit, you can just fold that piece that you got in your kit in half. You're going to lay your stocking on here, and you are going to just trace with a pencil all the way around it. You're going to do the same thing with your lining fabric. You're going to put it right sides together. You're going to lay the pattern right on top, and you'll trace all the way around it. You're then going to take your scissors, and you're going to cut right on that line. You're just going to cut right on there, making sure that both the top and the bottom piece stay even. Okay, so I have already done that. I'm going to show you here. We've got it all cut out and ready to go. I have my main fabric and my lining fabric. Now the next thing I want to do is my toe and my heel. So this is going to be done with red felt. So I'm going to take my piece of heat and bond, and I am going to trace right on the line my toe, and I will trace the heel. Okay, so I have those pieces all traced, and I have rough cut them. I've cut about 1/4 inch on the outside, and I took them over, put the rough side of my heat and bond onto the felt, and ironed it. I pressed it, and it is stuck really good. I've already done that. We've done that in the last 2 projects. So you're just going to do the same technique again. Rough side of the heat and bond goes against the fabric. Use an iron. And then I'm going to take and cut those 2 pieces right on the line. Cut them right out. So here's the heel. Get it done. And here's the toe. There we go. So then I will take and peel the paper off the back. We've done this before. I want to make sure that the side has the glossy, it's shiny, you can see that. That means the glue has stuck to the felt. And you're going to take those off. Now, depending on which way you want your stocking to hang, this one has the toes like this, so it's going to hang this way. If I wanted it to hang this way, then I would have put the toes here. You can also, if you have extra felt, put toes on both sides. But we're letting you pick one or the other. So if I want it to go so it's going to hang like this one, I'm going to take this piece of my stocking and I'm going to lay the toe right there where it goes, and we're going to lay the heel right here where it goes, okay? And then I'm going to take that over to the iron, and I'm going to press that on. Now with felt, it does take just a little bit more heat to get it to stick. It doesn't always stick really well. I think that goes this way. So what I do is I do it like this, just to get a little bit stuck. That's probably not stuck enough. And then I flip it over. So if I don't want to get any of that heat and bond on my iron. So if I put heat on the fabric side, it melts the glue just a little bit better, and it makes that piece stick. If you want, you can always use a pressing cloth, so there just is no chance of that glue getting onto your iron. And I'm going to do that on here because we have it out just a little bit over the edge. So I'm just going to take my other piece of my stocking. I'm going to put it right here and just use a little bit of a pressing cloth, just so we don't have any chance of that glue when it gets hot sticking to our iron. It's hard to get off. Okay, there we go. Those are both stuck nice. Now we're going to bring it back over here. Now this is a place where you can either just leave it like this, or you can take and do like a fun zigzag or some kind of stitch to just stitch that on there and hold it. But we're just going to leave it like it is. And now we're going to put our stocking pieces together. This is tricky. You want to make sure you really look at your pattern on this. And I am going to show you right here. It comes in diagrams. Okay, so the very first thing you're going to do is take one piece of felt. You're going to take that piece that you just put the toe and the heel on, and you are going to lay your piece of felt right on top of that. You're going to pin it on there. And I say right sides together. Now the felt doesn't necessarily have a right or a wrong side, but make sure that you're putting it onto the right side of your fabric. Okay, then you're just going to take it over to the sewing machine and you're going to stitch that on. Okay. Okay. So we're going to bring it over here. We're going to open it up. And now we are going to take a piece of our lining and put it on. This is the part that we can mess up on, and it won't work if we don't do it correctly. So this is our main fabric for our stocking. This is our lining. So we're going to take this piece and lay it right on top of here, pin it in place, and stitch that one on. Okay, bring it right back over here, stitch right across that one, just like we did the first one. And you have unit 1. Okay, so you're going to do a unit 1 and a unit 2, just like this. Okay, so I have already made them. Unit 1 and Unit 2, we have stitched them, and I'm going to just undo it so I can show you how they are put together. I've already clipped them together, but we're going to show you here. Move my clips out of the way. So if you look at it, Unit 1 is, let's just turn this around because I want to make sure we have the fabrics on the right side. These are main fabrics. Toes are going that way. On Unit 2, toes are going this way. Okay, so that's the only thing you have to remember. On Unit 1, feet go that way. Unit 2, feet go this way. Now you're going to take Unit 1 and you are going to lay it right on top here. and you're going to clip all the way around. The only thing that you need to remember before you do that is in your kit, you should have a piece of ribbon. Let me see, this one's got a piece of red ribbon in it, and you want to make sure on the back part where you have like, try to get this baggie open, where you have like a heel, where the heels are at, you're going to put your ribbon to the inside. Okay, so you're going to take your ribbon, you're going to fold it in half, wrong sides together, and you will put it right in here, right on the inside. If it's easier for you to stitch that first before, you can do that, or you can just take a pin and pin it in there. Just remember to take that pin out before you stitch around. So now we're going to lay this right on top here. And this I like to use clips because it holds my seams better than pins, but pins work great too, either one. And so I just go around, clip it all the way around, just like this. Get the heels, get the toes, just so everything is held together very nicely. You want to make sure right here that your seams match up so that when you sew it, it looks nice. And then we are going to sew all the way around this. You have to remember, once again, just like we did on our wall little spooky banner, you're going to want to leave an opening. So I always take some sort of a marking tool and I take it right here. I like to do it on a straight side, and I'm going to mark a couple of inches apart. 2 inches should be more than sufficient on this. 2 inches apart. It can be your stop and your start. We're going to take this to the machine and sew it now. And when you go around the heel area, make sure that you go nice and slow and keep a 1/4 inch seam. Keep this edge right on that 1/4 inch. Same with going around the toe. It's okay to slow down and take your time. This one you'll stop a few times as you move it and turn it to make sure you're getting a nice curve going all the way around there. Okay, we're coming up to our stop mark. Come right up to it. Lock your stitch, back stitch it there. And we are done stitching all the way around. Now, one of the tips I'm going to give you to make this much easier to turn is to take your scissors and clip on all your turns, which means just like when we clip corners, hold your finger over the stitches so you don't clip your stitches. You don't want to cut stitches. And you're going to go just a little bit clipping them. Just maybe in about 1/8 of an inch. That's going to make your corners easier to turn. Okay, do that on both the lining and the main fabric, making sure you don't clip through that stitch. Don't cut your threads. And now you are ready to turn it right side out. So find where your turn area is. You're going to just reach right in there, and you're going to take your time on this. This is not a place you have to hurry. If you locked your stitches, your edges should not come undone. I reach all the way in. I pinch it with my fingers. Push my finger. You can see your fingers inside, and then you're just going to pull it through. And I'm going to take my time. I don't want to hurry and tear my edges. Pull it all the way through. And then same thing here. Reach in, pinch the end, and pull it through. Okay? So there's your stocking. Now you can take, if you have a turning tool or just your finger, The eraser on a pencil is something you can reach in there and just poke all those corners out. Just like that. And you'll do that on the lining. Okay, now you have your little opening here. You want that opening to be sewn closed before you turn it. Okay, so I'm going to take this over to the machine, and I'm just going to very carefully, you can do this by hand or you can do it by machine, and I'm going to close that. It's probably best if you leave your opening on the lining versus the outside, but that's your choice. And now we are going to just tuck it inside. So I could use this as my outside if I liked the stripe better, or I could use my bursts as the outside. It's your choice. Whichever one you decide. Let's say this was my outside. I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to fold it right in half, and I'm just going to very slowly tuck one inside the other. So you'll just push this guy all the way down. Take your hand, you can reach it right in there, and it just pushes it all the way down into the toe. And you have your stocking all the way. That's your fold. There's your ribbon. And this is what your finished stocking, this is the one we did that we put the toes on it. This is the one that is all finished and ready to be filled with all kinds of fun goodies. Whatever you want to put in your stocking. Make some for some friends for Christmas. Make some to hang on the mantle. Hang by your chimney and have Santa fill them. You can have all kinds of fun. I think it'd be really fun to make one for my puppy dog. Put some treats for my dog in it. Okay? So that is the final project for our Thready box. And I have had so much fun with you joining me. And if you have any questions, make sure you give us a call or email, and I can answer any questions you might have.